All right. Oh, Patrice, did you have a story to share?
And with the pressure that comes with doing Elphaba, I was fortunate enough when I came back for the Sydney season to be a new mum, and so I had my focus on this little baby, and whenever I came off stage, I couldn't be worried about what everyone else was thinking or the notes that I just hit, because that didn't matter now. I had to focus and be in the moment. And that's been a really great lesson for me to learn along the way, is that life goes on and a show is just a show. And as much as it is our livelihood sometimes, and it's so fulfilling to us and to people who are able to be involved and come and attend, it's just that world. And then we still need to exist in this world and in the now. And I was grateful to have that grounding during some of my Elphaba time, that I couldn't get caught up in too much of the hype. And it was good for me, thank goodness. Oh.
All right. So I have one more Wicked related question before we move on, and that is a fairly typical question. Any on-stage mishaps during your 10 years as Elphaba, or just in general if you were in the ensemble track?
I don't know if mine is appropriate to share. Go ahead, Maria.
There were several, because the tour was sort of fraught with tech issues the first year. Sarah, I don't know how the Munchkinland tour fared. Hopefully they fared better than we did the first year, because there were lots of no fly days, no bubble days, or stuck bubble days. And there was one particular day where I was on as Elphaba. Barbara Terrell is in the chat, so she probably or in this room right now, so she probably remembers this. But there was a performance where I had to go on where the bubble was getting stuck and not going up all the way, and so the bubble was sort of like, and it kept doing this throughout the first couple of scenes, like into shiz. Because it was supposed to fly out, and everybody comes on in their shiz gear and everything, and then Elphaba comes out when the gears open, and the bubble didn't quite go up all the way. And luckily, when I came out, no one got to me before I was supposed to go out for this entrance. And luckily, I just cleared I was short Elphaba, so I just cleared the bubble. But
Lord.
Took my head off as I ran downstage to the edge of the and almost caught me off guard. Almost ended up in the orchestra. But then later on, it was just the show where the bubble was featured in every single scene. It was like where it was this technical thing, and at one point I just decided to just name the elephant in the room when I was fighting with Glinda. When I said, well, we can't all come and go by bubble, and apparently neither can you. And I was just like, oh, I'm gonna throw it out there. I'm getting fired. I'm totally getting fired, but I had to say this. And my stage manager was like, funny, don't ever do it again. And I was like, okay, but I had to.
Hey, you gotta live in the moment sometimes. I remember, I think somebody wrote in the chat, I remember when Shoshana ran off the stage. Shoshana ran off the stage. But there was a cover thing. She sort of bounced into it and then came back up.
A lot of shows have nets now over their orchestra pit, or sometimes they'll have it designed.
Ran clean off that stage.
And then this show literally stopped, and Megan had to go and reach and help her out.
Help her, yeah. It didn't make it was faster than you think, but it seemed like, oh my God. Yeah.
I'm not sure about you ladies in your understudy tracks, but in the Emerald City, my track had that what I like to call Kale Couture. It was that tight mermaid green dress that poofed out with the umbrella and that big hat. Did you ladies have that too? So I mean,
that wasn't my dress, but it was in the ensemble.
Yeah,
it wasn't my dress either. Yeah.
Oh, that wasn't your dress either.
It wasn't my dress. No.
No, so and then there's the umbrella attached to that dress. So now on the second national, that's what the Elphaba cover, that's their outfit. So when I put it on at first, I was like, this is so like gorgeous. And I remember like growing up looking at, the Wicked production photos being like, that's so cool. And that's such a pretty costume. But then you like think about the like movability of that outfit and, the shoes are gorgeous underneath, but they're sort of like elf shoes and they kind of come up and there's all this fabric underneath. And I'm like, that was maybe a design flaw. But this was the day before my Elphaba put in. And in one short day, the choreography, essentially, I was with they call him the lifter track on the second national tour. We're like arm in arm. And basically he kind of like spins me 360 and we come back and then we run off stage. And my little elf shoe got stuck in my, in the mermaid part of my dress. And I went down, but I couldn't bend my knees. So I just like face planted center stage right after Elphaba and Glinda ran off to do their quick change. And so everyone's like, one short day. And I couldn't get back up because I couldn't move my knees. This is a skin tight dress. Center stage, Fresno, California. So then my partner picks me back up and just kind of like pushes me off stage. The umbrella's broken. The inside of my dress is totally ripped out. Like no one can stop laughing. Like the stage managers are coming to me like, you need an accident report or like, are you good? And I was like, I never want this documented. No, I don't need an accident report. Like I could have died and I wouldn't file an accident report. And then the next day was going to be my Elphaba put in and we were in California. So I was, so my parents were behind because I'm from New York. So my parents called me the next morning and they were like, no, my dad actually, he was like, Mom told me what happened. I just want to let you know that like, that's not going to happen to you today. And I was like, I didn't even consider that. Now I'm freaking out. I was like, I didn't even consider I was going to fall today, but now I did. So that was definitely my moment, but it happened early on. And I think it was really good. The universe humbled me. It was like, here, Sarah, you're 22 and you're about to go play Elphaba for your friends tomorrow during rehearsal. So you're going to fall in front of 3,000 people tonight, just to like even the balance a little bit, like make sure, you're still like, you're here. But it was very funny. It's everybody's favorite story to tell. So
that's crazy. I will say, I love that you got a chance to invite your friends to see you even just see you in a rehearsal, because you got to have one of those stage managers that's just like, yeah.
No, they didn't let me invite anybody.
They did not let you bring your friends.
No. It was just like costume and music directors and all that, but they were so nice to me. They all
I had a show where I was able, I forgot what show it was. I don't think it was Wicked, but I had a show where I was like, look, y'all know I'm never going on. My mama's in town. Can my mama sit in this audience during this rehearsal? You know what I mean? Most of the time, I think people don't realize how strict the shows and stuff are. So you said, no, you didn't get a chance to invite.
No. My mom like begged me every which way to be like, what if I FaceTime you the whole time and you just put your phone there? And I was like, yeah. I love you, Mom, but this is not college. I was like, you can't, we can't do that. But that's all right. I still got to experience it. I FaceTimed her before, I FaceTimed her after. So.
All right. Do we have any other on-stage mishap stories of Wicked to share?
I will never share mine, ever.
I want to know
ever.
So bad now.
I feel like
no, because it was the most like amateur thing ever, like literally amateur. Like I don't even want to. I'm not going to share that. No mishaps for me.
And now we're all like, Mm-hmm.
All right.
I'm trying to think, did I have any Wicked mishaps? Oh, I'll tell y'all a funny little secret is I had a vocal injury at an audition during the time that I was doing Wicked. No one has ever known this, but I auditioned for this show that was so out of my range, and I was like, and my voice was not right. At the time, I was standing by for Shoshana Bean. Classically, Shoshana she hardly ever called out. Like some people might call it like once a week or once every other week. Shoshana would go like 6 weeks strong. and then be out for like 3 days or something, right? And I had a vocal injury, and I totally didn't want to like quit, or like, I literally pretended like, for some reason, it just happened to be this pocket of time. There was no new people coming in, so I didn't have to do full rehearsal vocals. I didn't have to go on, but I was standing by and could not have sung the show. There was a whole month where I was not vocally ready, and I didn't call out. Ooh, I should not have been on. I ended up never going on. And by the time the month finished, my voice was better. And then by the time she called out randomly, and then I was ready. But I had a whole month where I was getting my check and praying to God every day, like, please don't make me go on. Like, that's the most I really, in my adult, I mean, I was an adult then, but now I'm like really grown. I would not do that today. Like at the time, I was just like, what if they don't call me? I mean, she not gonna call out, you know? But I was playing with fire because I could not sing. Like I was doing some weird, I don't know what I was doing. It wasn't the show. And it took a month for my voice to get back. So I don't know if that's a mishap or if that's just a crazy, terrible story, but it's been enough time now. They can't fire me now, so.
I had, the last time I went on for Elphaba in Melbourne, it wasn't a mishap, but it was just perfect timing, sort of like that, Saycon, where it was the right time for me to go. I was about 4.5, 5 months pregnant, and getting into the levitator, because you know how it closes around you, it fully like pushed up against my belly, and like it locked.
It's a steel belt.
But I was so nervous that it wasn't going to go up because it wasn't shutting properly. So yeah, it was good timing. And yeah, that sort of had my heart in my mouth, but then I was out, so I was fine.
Sorry, like one more week and it wouldn't have been able to close kind of thing?
Oh, like one more day. I was like, my blessed costume department, I love them so much, but they were literally like adding to my costumes like every week because I was just growing by then. I was finally showing, and my husband watched my last show and he reckons, you know how you pop out of the ground in that last scene with Fierro? He reckons when I got out, I was like, like trying to heave myself off the floor because I was so I was fine, but he reckons I looked like I'd already hooked up with Fierro. And
that sounds like a show. They need that's the part too. The fear, Elphaba pregnant and fear, you know.
Totally. So yeah, it was good timing by the time I left.
I had a similar experience because I was 3 months pregnant with my son when I did West Side Story. This was right after Wicked, or about a year or so, year and change after Wicked. And I was playing Anita, and it was the scene where I'm like, I'm going to go home and have a bubble bath and have black orchid, you know, I'm in this like tight little pencil skirt, and, you know, just like corseted and just, you know, this really cute little tight thing. But meanwhile, my son was deciding he was going to make his stage debut that day. So I remember like sucking it in for Jesus, you know, getting the skirt on. I go and do the scene, and as soon as I walk off, I hear a bing, and literally the button popped right off my skirt. And it was my last performance. It was the last performance, and it like hit something, you know, but it was this loud like pop, and then like hit like a metal thing on the stage. So it was like, and I will not be wearing this skirt again, ever. And that was my son's stage debut, basically, we like to say.